And switching gears, the macrobiotic diet already has a devoted following in the United States. But now it seems the food regimen is also gaining traction here in Israel. IBA's Ortal Dahan attended a special cooking class with chef Jessica Porter to get the skinny on all the hype.
Today we're going to be sauteing it.
Can food help ignite a stable romance between men and women? Macrobiotic chef Jessica Porter says balance is what it's all about. That's the vital message she conveys in her class called Cooking for Romance.
One of the great balances we all want to keep creating in our lives is between men and women. So if women represent one side of the energy spectrum and men represent the other, in macrobiotic theory we believe that you can actually eat to help that relationship grow, as opposed to having it fall apart or become contentious.
Macrobiotics, derived from the Greek meaning long life, is a regimen that has been practiced for years. It integrates physical and spiritual components through low-fat, high-fiber food. But is it kosher?
Absolutely, because there is no dairy in the diet. That takes away certain issues. And people can do it completely plant-based or just eat some fish or some meat if they choose to.
Besides claiming to provide an enriched lifestyle, the macrobiotic diet is aimed at helping couples cook foods that fulfill their own biological and spiritual needs, as well as unlock the energy that can help influence a relationship.
Every member of every duality on Earth, whether it's wet versus dry, up versus down, hot versus cold, night versus day, is another way of saying yin and yang. But if you'll notice, the natural world expresses itself in dualities.
While most participants here are newcomers to an Eastern philosophy diet, this predominantly vegetarian whole grain meal is often recommended for chronic illnesses. Many say better health is the result.
I had a kidney condition and ended up in the hospital finding out that I had cancer, and I decided to heal myself, and so I did not have any medical treatment at all, but kept a very careful macrobiotic diet, and it took me a while to make that change, but 3 years later the CAT scan showed no trace, and that's over 20 years ago.
Porter has been teaching this diet for 21 years. The well-known chef and best-selling author lightens up her classes with humor and sarcasm, a valuable recipe to help participants understand the benefits of macrobiotic foods.
You know, some foods are really high maintenance, like I was talking the other night about pine nuts. Pine nuts are like the high maintenance girlfriend of the food world. Like you have to pay total attention to them, you have to watch them, you have to have the perfect heat or they'll burn, and they burn so quickly and they're kind of angry. They're like, you left me alone. But cabbage just sits there. It's like a nice, strong, loving Russian lady.
Some describe the cooking instructor as part Gandhi and part Joan Rivers. The author of the bestseller, The Hip Chick's Guide to Macrobiotics, provides readers with a fresh insight and witty anecdotes, along with tips and recipes.
I've been to one of Jessica's classes before. I love her book, The Hip Chick's Guide to Macrobiotics. It's really fun, and I've used quite some recipes from there.
Israel is one stop on the chef's current macrobiotic tour, where she continues to promote longevity and happiness rather than just watching our waistlines. This is Ortal Dahan for IBA News.